Hey everybody, Ranchin here, bringing on another Stork commentary. It's going to be set 2 of Woongjin Stars against Samsung KHAN in the first few games of the new round of 4 in the Shinhan Bank Proleague. I'm just a little bit excited. It's still kind of overwhelming that we're back here, that I'm kind of back to where I started. I started in the Proleague, and okay, now we're going to have ZerO playing off against Stork, a very good matchup, and ZerO, instantly enough, has changed his hair color to orangey, and also changed his haircut, so we're going to see whether that gives him some sort of weird psychological edge. You never know what can jinx up these players. Stork has come off of a huge slump in the Winners League, but 2 decent performances in the MSL and OSL respectively. And ZerO's did nothing in the OSL while got themselves into the semifinals, as well as Stork did in the MSL. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Pardon. So both these guys did pretty well in the MSL, all in all losing to the finalists, both of them. So they can't be too disappointed in that. Although I must say ZerO, I believe, had a better performance in the Winners League overall than Stork. ZerO's been kind of the one of the up-and-coming new aces of the Woongjin Stars, doing a pretty good job. He's a big surprise in the early rounds of the Pro League, and still stays a good, solid player. His MSL performance was very, very good in the end, losing out in a ZVZ against Luxury, which doesn't really surprise anyone, where he played very unspectacularly. So yeah, this is going to be Heartbreak Ridge, where we have Stork at the 9 o'clock in brown as the protoss, and we have ZerO at the 3 o'clock in teal as zerg. Heartbreak Ridge, a very new, very interesting map. Stork going to go for the Forge Fast Expand as is standard, and we're going to see whether ZerO is going to follow this up for his own expansion. Samsung KHAN are 1-0 ahead, so yeah, this new map, Heartbreak Ridge, is a very interesting map. I gotta say, it's a 2-player map with these bases that are rather far apart, and you got your natural, that's pretty all standard, but from then on it kind of takes an interesting space. The middle is wide open, there's a lot of maneuverability around there, crap load of proxy locations in case Terran or Protoss want to try a go at it to do some cheesy, which is not the case here. ZerO mine on the other side going for, I believe, an overpull into Extractor, or not even an overpull. This is a 9-pull into Extractor, so he's going to go very aggressive. Not even overpull, I thought it was an Overlord morphing, but it's actually 9-pull into Extractor. He's just going to be very aggressive, going to force Stork to put down 2 cannons. Going to see whether he manages to do any sort of aggression. Meanwhile, Stork now has that very early probe scout inside his base, making sure that he's not expecting anything cheesy, because this is a 2-player map, of course, and you should be just very careful just in case something funky is coming out. So the Forge is now out. I'm not quite sure whether Stork put down. I think Stork might have actually put down a gateway instead of 2 cannons, because there is a very large distance to cover between the bases, so he might be feeling that, you know, the Zergs are only going to be popping now. He's going to have enough time to put down those 2 cannons beforehand. I'm not quite sure whether he did put down a gateway before the cannons. It's somewhat irregular, because if you have the time, you would rather put down the Nexus before anything else. So yeah, there was actually an early gateway. That's very interesting. So he's going to put down the gateway, then going to put down a cannon or 2, then the Nexus. So he's going to delay the Nexus inside his natural quite a lot. But now ZerO is going to be running around trying to kill this probe scout. Stork doing a pretty decent job of trying to make around, but now finally getting it killed. So now ZerO probably going to go out there, try to push natural, still producing zerglings. Yes, I was saying Heartbreak Ridge is very interesting. Also in that Mutalisks are very viable on this map, in that there's a lot of space to fly around between the natural, around the natural, and the main of a Protoss opponent, or Terran opponent for that matter. You don't have a lot of space for the Mutalisks to fly behind the mineral line, especially not in the main, but you have a lot of space to take cover. You can fly away to not take too much damage. ZerO now putting down his second hatchery. Especially at the natural expansion, that gas that he's showing, that we're going to see right there, that at the bottom, where Stork is going to plant on the expansion, that gas is very easy to take down with Mutalisks. A Protoss is forced to put down his cannon in a very interesting position. He has to really put it somewhat far away from his probe arm if he really wants to protect his gas. And of course, if the Zerg manages to just go around and harass that gas, it's going to be very important. Also some map artifacts around the map that prevent a little bit of maneuverability. You got to take either mine some minerals or take down map artifacts to get full maneuverability. And of course, if you mine out, that's a worker you got to be using. But as if you have the troops to spare, like here the Zergling, ZerO has the Zerglings, that's going to take a little bit of time as well to really get the maneuverability going in there to get down those temples. ZerO, meanwhile, is now getting layer up. He also put down his third expansion. He's going to go for the standard 3-hatch Spire into 5-hatch Hydra. I assume that's what it looks like on the opposite side. Stork finally getting his Nexus up. Quite a bit delayed due to that early gateway that I put down. Most likely just to block, get a decent block, because he saw the timings and he thought he would have enough, and that's exactly what was right. ZerO, opposite side, has apparently gotten Zergling speed, so now Stork definitely has that information. ZerO might, you can see with the ZerO, don't think he's, with those hatcheries that he's put down, he's probably not going to go for a frontal break. So on the opposite side, Stargate being put down by Stork, so that's what he's going to have up. ZerO still trying to get rid of these map artifacts. As you see, they're quite a bit stacked. They're almost up soon, so we're going to see that Spire being put down right after that. Still, map artifacts being put down. So just ZerO desperate trying to run around, try to get some damage on that, so he gets those later maneuver with a gigantic open middle, which has I believe a double gas, double mineral line in the middle, which you can take. Very hard to hold, mine, but if you can take it and mine those 2 gases, you're going to be in a very good position. Citadel of Doom, the opposite side, also coming up for Stork, so we're going to see a sort of Bisu build apparently from him. Probably going to get some Corsairs out there, then maybe try to push in. That could either be for High Templar or Dark Templar, because Stork is also a player that uses High Templar. Now, Stork can spot those Zerglings doing that with that one probe. I'm going to spot that Temple is losing a lot of health, but still, I'm not quite sure how many Temples there are on that. I think there might be 10. I don't know whether it's 10 like on Medusa or not. Could be more, could be, probably not more, but could be less. Well, the way, how much time it's taking, it could be a lot. Another gateway also being put down by Stork. He's also getting some Corsairs out there on the opposite side. ZerO has this Spire over halfway up, so he's gonna probably build some Scourge to make sure that those Corsairs don't do too much damage to his overlords. He's gonna need those. Also, 4th hatchery being put down by him, so he's definitely gonna transition into 5-hatch Hydra, from what it looks like anyway. Now just getting his 2nd gas going just now, so he's gonna need that soon enough. Still trying to take down the map artifact near Stork's base. Stork has spotted that, so he's going to be careful, but I'm not quite sure. That is actually a pretty good idea overall. You can kind of like run in from the back, try to do some sort of damage. Now on the opposite side, Stork is finally going to start harassing those overlords with a Corsair. He's gotten the full scout, so he knows what to expect overall from that positioning. Just going to come down. How I managed to do this. It's very interesting how all these map artifacts. Now finally ZerO has managed to take down this temple. There's that one probe there. Stork is going to go this coming. We're going to see whether he actually has anything to defend this. Hydra's dead, as well as a 5th hatcher coming down for ZerO. And now ZerO, there are a couple of Zealots defending that ramp. So Stork definitely being smart in that regard. He's not going to let those Zerglings come down. There's just not enough of them. You're going to need more, because there are even more Zealots waiting to defend. And there are several cannons as well. Yeah, ZerO on the opposite side also has some Zerglings defending the front. And a photon cannon now being built in the probe line to help defend that. So ZerO's not gonna. He did a good job of taking that down, but not gonna be able to manage much else. Putting down the 2nd colony inside of his natural to help defend. Stork, meanwhile, now moving out with quite a few Zealots. I think he might have gotten a weapons 1. Also has a Temple Archive, so we're gonna see whether he transitions into Dark Templar. He meanwhile has Zealot speed, so that's what he's been getting. So the alley's gonna just completely run out. He has, I think, maybe 8 Zealots with speed. I'm not quite sure if they have weapons 1, but now ZerO's gonna be forced to put a lot of Sunkens down. He has only a very few Zerglings, 1 single Sunken. This is gonna be very dangerous for him. Now Stork is coming with a lot of Zealots. ZerO doing a pretty good, decent job of trying to block down this morphing Sunken colony, but one Sunken colony still trying to attack as much as Drone's being pulled off the line, trying to do a lot as much as he can, but Stork still hasn't lost a lot of Zealots. He still has most of his Zealots still inside. 6 Zealots still doing a lot of damage. 2nd Sunken is going to be coming up in time though, so Stork is going to do a lot of damage. They're trying to kill as many drones as he can. Finally, the 2nd Sun comes up, so Stork's going to be forced to run several Zealots away. He did do a lot of damage, getting the full scout out here. Finally, those seems to be enough Zerglings to really take care of this, but Stork still keeping steady. Now only has 1 Zealot, but does manage to get even more economic damage done. Overall, he lost a lot of ground forces, but disrupted a lot, making ZerO put down sunken colonies when he really shouldn't have had to. Now again, taking down another drone with that one zealot just running around with that speed can really come in handy now. Perfect pressure attack for him there. Doing a lot of damage, killing some ground forces and a lot of drones. Just disrupting mine is very important for him. Didn't kill as many drones as he would have liked to, most likely, but doing a pretty good job overall putting on pressure. Definitely think that that's not what ZerO was expecting. The opposite side, ZerO was hiding several Mutalisks to go in for the attack, and that gets spotted by Stork. He runs up there with one single zealot and gets an absolute spot. Now ZerO's going to be very quick, but oh my god, there are 4 or 5 Corsairs there along with a Dark Archon. Archon, regular